Okay, in this segment, welcome back. We're going to discuss social media and dating in your 30s. So I'm going full spectrum. I guess it's talking about like the Bumbles, the Hinges, the Tinders, but also beyond that, like the Instagrams and stuff like that.
And even
the
just,
LinkedIns.
Yeah, and LinkedIn. And even just maintaining a relationship online. Why I say that, my husband, the whole relationship was a long distance relationship. So we maintained it via the internet, WhatsApp and, everything that the internet has to offer.
Kinali, quick fire question.
Okay.
Okay, quick one. Give me your percentage, like calling, texting. I'm an 80% text girl, 20% call. What were you
gosh.
guys? Yeah.
In the relationship.
In the relationship, or what? Even now, what's your preference?
80% call.
Yeah, no, like even
Because I
now.
remember you had like 6-hour calls, hey?
Yeah, even now, if my husband is away, like we are here,
All right.
like the whole time, even for something stupid,
It's like-
always on the phone. That's with my husband. With everybody else, I'm at like 2% call, 98% text. Yeah.
You guys?
I'm also more on the texting side. I think maybe for conversation, especially now with voice notes, it is obviously easier to call or to speak. But for me specifically, when it comes to talking, like actually discussing things, text. Because because for me personally,
With someone you're in a relationship with, not just, okay, wow.
and I think for me, I express myself better on text. I've got more time to process something and decide, do I actually want to say it or not in text. So as a result, I honestly prefer text. Like, I promise you, I that's me. I'm 80% or 90% text.
90% call in relationship, not friends. Yeah, you guys can text me, but relationships, I need to feel your energy.
Yes.
And since I can't see you, I know through the call I will. Because I know with Bumble, there's also an option to call. Oh, we're not there yet, ne?
No, you can go.
With Bumble, there's an option to call. So usually I'll text someone. I'm like, oh, this person seems really nice. And then I get on a call with them. Like, what
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
You can usually tell a person's character.
No, that is very true. Though.
For me, I've also always been a text person until I started talking to my husband. And I found that like I would text things and it would be taken the complete opposite way. Like I would text something and put a full stop and he would ask, why are you angry? I'm like, so that's when I started with the whole calling thing. We understand each other better, and nothing is lost in translation, because now I might think I've expressed myself nicely, and the person on the other end is just like,
But that's rude. I do find though that men are more the callers. Yeah. So I get to be lazy on calls because I know you always gonna call me, and I like it.
And also, like they're intimidated by the text. The minute you send
long
text.
Yeah, they can't tell.
and we are there.
I'm on max 4 lines.
And as a result, like for me, that's such a thing. Like if you respond with a text that's as lengthy,
Yeah,
but then you invested
it
in
shows
this
that you're putting in
conversation.
effort
You know
as
what I
well.
mean?
Yeah.
So for me, that's another reason why I find calls to be a bit, whatever, what are you doing, whatever. But there's more effort. What I do though agree with is the fact that the energy might be different on a call, because sometimes you text with someone and it's amazing.
You think it's flowing.
And then you meet the person and you're like, where's that online presence? Let's take it back to the chat, please.
Let's take it back to mix it.
Right. And at least with the call, maybe you would have kind of
would
sussed
have.
out, okay.
So, Joan, you mentioned something about Bumble. What's that?
What
Look
is
at these
that?
married people. So, I mean, Bumble is a dating site. It's just like Tinder. So there's Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and you don't.
Oh, I just know Tinder, honestly.
Well, the main ones are Bumble and Tinder.
Okay.
So you just meet other people through an app.
So you're on the apps.
On Bumble, yeah.
Okay, have you
So
met...
Tinder's more like a hookup site, so I try to stay away from that.
Okay.
And on Bumble, yeah.
From what I've heard, I feel like Hinge is very bougie. I don't know why. Don't you even have to pay for it or something?
Not really, no.
Okay. So, Joan, are you on Bumble?
So I'm on Bumble.
Have
now.
you been on for a while? Have you had any dates? And
Bumble's actually okay. Right now I'm on Bumble because this is gonna confuse you guys. I'm on Bumble because I'm going to Europe. So I know with
Are you going to stay in Europe?
no,
or
I'm
you're
just
to
going for a wedding. So it's overseas Bumble is so normal,
okay.
right? But here it's still frowned upon. It's like you on a dating site. Whereas there it's so normal. So that's
how you
why
meet
I
people.
am. That's how you meet people. I mean, how else are we gonna meet people? So that's why I am.
Sorry to interrupt you. No. My cousin got the best husband on Bumble.
Listen,
Wow.
They met, they knew each other. They went on a Bumble date like years before. And then it like kind of didn't work. They hit each other up again in October. So they didn't have a relationship in the past. January, they were married. I was with them
where
yesterday.
they based here in South Africa.
US of A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So, Joan, you're on Bumble because you're going to Europe.
I'm on Bumble but I've been on Bumble in South Africa and I've met like really nice people. You can meet they're very few, but they're there. Most people are creeps and weirdos. But like there's a 2%. I've had the privilege to meet the 2% that's really, really nice.
Only 2%
That
are
is
nice.
such a low percentage.
Yeah.
But it's also a lot of effort because I know a lot of my friends that are single that are just not into it anymore because it's just a lot of swiping and going.
And
like,
you have to be so careful, I can imagine.
careful. I don't even think it's that. I think it's you don't even get to meet the people because you're just so tired of going through different people asking them, okay, what's your favorite color? Okay, what did you do today? It just gets so tiring. You don't even get to the stage where you meet the people. But I mean, it's because you do your checks. I don't think it's really unsafe.
Okay.
Also,
You do
because
your
you probably
checks.
go to a restaurant.
You go to a
public
public
place
restaurant
and
as well.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Nasiphi, you
I have zero experience on online dating, and a lot of my friends have been, as I was saying before the episode, I have a friend who's in a full-on relationship with someone they met online on Tinder. And especially, I mean, Tinder we know is really the more hookup site, so really it's so.
Can I just say the person I'm going to Europe for a wedding and they met on Bumble? Guys, it is possible. Make that step. Don't be scared.
just join the Bumble.
Just join
This
that
is not an
Bumble.
ad.
I want to tell one interesting story. So I got on Bumble once because I got in a fight with my ex. Right.
Okay.
I said, I'm going to show him.
I can find other people.
Anyway, I found a guy who on paper, he was everything. Hey. And he was like, let's get married.
Wow.
Okay.
And
After how long, sorry, of knowing him?
1 week.
Hey.
Not one.
This is why I even came up with the 90-day thing. So so it's he's giving me all the signs, and I'm in a bad headspace. So I'm like,
Falling
yes.
for it.
His words to me would always be like, Tina, I want like putting me under pressure. I want picket fences and children, music to my ears, and like really pressuring me to not date him, to marry him.
Whoa.
Me, I'm angry with X. I'm like, yeah.
I'm marrying you.
Marrying you. But at the same time, I was like, okay, let's give it like 6 months or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what, guys? I've earned my stripes. I can't believe I'm telling this online. So anyway, and then he laid down so many ground rules. Okay, and then meantime, there's no even physicality. Like we're doing this by the book, guys. He ghosts me after 1 month. Like literally, is like, I'll see you on Tuesday, and he ghosts
Tuesday
me
never
on
came.
Sunday. Tuesday never came. About 3 weeks later, I prayed to my God. I said, I don't understand what's going on.
This was the one.
Well, not he wasn't. But but yeah, it's just like, just don't understand. He was so serious. Nah. So, like, and now I'm like, oh, love bombing is actually like a very big red flag. Now I know. So then I get a call one day, 4:00 in the morning. It's a Thursday. It's like maybe 2 weeks later. She's like, I'm calling you. So no, maybe I want to make this entertaining. 4:00 in the morning, I get a call. I answered the phone. First, I didn't answer because I was like, I don't know what's happening. I get another call. Answer the phone. This person is breathing. I'm breathing. She's breathing. I'm breathing. Eventually, she's like, I'm calling you in connection with this person. I said, speak. Just tell me what's going on. She's like, listen, I'm his fiance. And I was like, no, but he said you broke up. So like, long story
already
short,
knew
yeah,
about
about him.
her, at least.
yeah. So I was like, yeah, but you supposed to be in KZN and you guys broke up. She was like, sister, no, we've been back together for the last 3 months. We've been trying for a baby.
Last 3 months.
Because literally they had their wedding venue booked, their honeymoon booked.
And it was still within your month. How long were you guys together?
Yeah, I'd only been with him for a month.
Oh, wow.
And he had been so consistent. It was so confusing. Long story short, he figured, he heard her talking to her friends when they were dating. And I hope she doesn't mind me telling the story, but she also blocked me. So it's fine.
Okay.
And like, no beef. It's just like, it's a funny story and I can talk about it because, yeah. So then he heard her talking about how in the time they were apart, they were 18 months or so, she was on Bumble. So he was like, vindication.
Oh, wow.
That was all it was about,
You just happened to be there in the
Yeah.
firing line.
Guys,
But
with
then
this
why
one,
propose marriage?
Like
Wow.
all the way
so
to
good,
marriage.
and she was sharing a story.
I can imagine.
Yeah, needless to say,
No more Bumble for you.
no more dating for me.
No more dating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it goes to show, like, I couldn't even think about it because it was vengeance. Like, we were both on the path for vengeance, I was just like, I'm gonna show my ex, and he was also like, I'm gonna show my ex.
Yeah. Hey, it's scary what's there on the line, huh?
It can, because you'd find married people there as well.
Exactly.
So,
And to sift what is
You
good
know,
and
that
what
is
isn't
good.
is
What-
what
oh,
is so
that's
time
also another thing.
consuming. But then where else, guys? Where else can you naturally meet people? I know they always say, hey, church, but church boys, we all know church boys. So like where? Work.
And everyone seems to be, already taken.
Everybody is booed up.
everyone is
You know
good
what I
at
mean?
Hey, I don't know. Me,
don't
I
know
just
either.
took
Honestly,
my
I'd
brother's
love to
best
know.
friend because it was
Was he your
difficult.
brother's best friend?
My cousin brother's best friend.
And we know that all things work together for good.
I was just like, hey guys, it's rough out there. Let me pick someone I know, someone who already knows the family.
You know,
Come.
I'd say for that way. But you know that most marriages or most people meet their spouses through mutual
Yes,
friendships.
so mutual friends,
So
siblings.
your
and-
friends are.
I
guys,
think
your
that's what
friends are
makes
missing out.
online dating scary is that it's so difficult to reference
Yes,
them
there's
to
no
anyone,
frame of reference.
you know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that's, I think, the reason why it's easier to, not that it's an easy way out, but that is probably why most people meet people through people they know.
So
you
in
don't wanna
other
be
words, our friends
swindled.
need to do better.
Exactly.
I want to leave you with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like playing Cupid, but hey, guys,
Do you have a story? Do we have time for a story?
yes.
Give us a story. No,
Of
you.
what?
Cupid, playing Cupid and you went wrong.
Yeah.
Of me playing Cupid?
Yeah, why don't you like playing Cupid?
It's just like, guys, people must make their own choices.
But if you have a person that you think would be great for me, why would you keep that person
then
away
I
from
bring
me?
him to you, and then you're like, Yoshimi, what is this?
No,
No, but I think we really do need to bring back the whole thing of people being hooked up.
So I was saying to Joan
need
a
to
few
bring
months
that
ago
back.
that I'm going to have a party at my house, a singles party at my house. I'm going to invite all the singles I know, and I'm going to
Yes.
say each person that I invite another single, and then
Imagine
we'll
how
just have a
many-
pool party there and mingle and like a live Bumble.
would you come to something like that?
I don't know. It depends. Nhlambe God will work before then. So I don't know.
Hey, this one has got some.
This one's got
I know, right?
Nope.
I don't think
Please
I would
answer.
come personally.
Why?
For you even saying it, I'm already feeling anxious about it. It's a
Why?
lot of strangers.
But she knows them.
I know them, and you're gonna
But
bring
why?
someone.
Why
that
don't you
know.
rather? I agree with this thing of if you know someone that, because I mean, of course, I know I've got my standards or whatever, or my what I want, but no one knows you. Okay, you do know yourself, but no one knows you better than the next person. Like you know even the other side of me that I choose to not think about myself, the ugly side of myself. You know it, so. you know someone else just as good. So isn't it better? I think
it's also better that way.
that needs to come back, honestly. People aren't going on blind sort of like set up dates anymore. What happened to that?
No, you know, I think the whole thing that you're saying is that maybe if it was like a mix with married people as well, because then everyone's going to be asking each other.
like a big party, just people
because
that are all
otherwise
mingling,
there's
but
too much expectation in those men's eyes, and you know,
and the men won't even pitch. Can I tell you?
They won't.
They won't pitch.
They
And
won't even
also
pitch.
us will be like in our corner on.
So you don't say it's a singles event.
So this is
Just
why.
party.
So this is why I'm
Just a party.
asking: what is the most natural way of meeting a person?
You
Because
tell us, Shumi.
if you say, okay, how about people at work? Aye, not at work. How about at church? Aye, church boys. So
yeah,
where?
you make a solid point.
So
No,
where?
honestly, I feel it's if I have a friend, a guy friend, and I don't intend on ever being with the person, I can be like, but I see you with my other friend. That is the most natural
I
way.
agree, honestly.
And I've hooked up my friends with the same man. I've hooked up my guy friend with like 5 of my girlfriends with no shame.
And it's okay if it doesn't work out,
but
but I
I will
mean-
give it. I will at least introduce them. Who knows?
I agree, honestly.
I think that's natural. I don't know what other ways.
I think I guess the reason I'm just like, is then like, I wouldn't like that.
You
Really?
wouldn't like-
Uti, but you know, this one dated this one. Now you are dating them also. It's
No,
just-
but I would ask you. Okay, this
Do
person
you-
dated this person. Do you mind if they say bring him along? Then I would tell them.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
but if it's just a guy that I've never hooked up with anyone else, and I'm like, you know what, I have someone that I think Tina would be perfect for. Would you appreciate that? Would you think that's natural enough, or you feel like okay, it's too much pressure?
pass.
Wow. You're not answering any dating related questions.
I don't know.
Sorry. Forgive me, guys.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's getting harder to meet people.
No, it really
Yeah,
is.
it is, right?
It really is because we're all indoors watching Netflix.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. We
Is
are.
that
But
the
even when
thing.
we're outdoors, we are
We
here.
Yeah.
here.
Or we are outdoors with,
With
who
people
we are
that
with,
we're with,
and you know,
exactly.
I don't know.
I guess maybe let's challenge ourselves just to like put down our phones and
Yeah.
just
But
face your friend.
still, where?
But still, I mean, guys don't even approach you anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, and the ones
lack
that
of
do,
confidence
and the
is
ones that do, it's just
the
a
ones
no.
that do are the ones that call you my size.
No, but okay. What do you do if like a genuine guy like approaches you like nicely,
Yes,
but you
Joan.
want to say no? How do you say no?
So,
Or you,
your
When I
name?
think about it,
or you go on a date with a potential guy who ticks all the boxes, and then you become overwhelmed and shy, and you get tongue-tied, and you don't say anything, and the guy, like, when you actually meet the perfect guy or a really good guy, are you still gonna be like, yes, I want to meet you, or do you draw into yourself and like, oh my gosh, he's so great, he's so perfect, baby. Hey,
I've never met him.
I know, right?
I can't relate.
Never got it.
But like even like how we started, because it's like 80, you know that the list. There's this, but there's that. and- yeah.
Sorry, guys, can't help you then.
But you were asking how we relate or how we react to being approached by someone that you don't
That you
you're not
don't
into.
like.
One, that you're not into. Two, and that you like, okay, maybe. Are you the type that will immediately give out your number? Or
Me, absolutely not.
you see now?
My number is this.
no, if
Guys.
you're interested in the person,
yeah.
Even if
What do you give them then? What do you give them? A date and a time. I'll meet you.
No. I'm not saying I don't give up my number, but like literally, I've realized this year with relocating. Okay, I have given out my number, and it's been a nightmare. Like talking stage, guys. You know, there's a new pandemic. It's called the talking stage.
Yeah.
And then after that, you see a guy and you're like, because obviously you would have given those that looked like they were potentials. There was something that drew you to them. Obviously, there's the 100 a day who go, wow. And you're like, and then there's that odd like 1, 2 a day who are like, okay, cool, fine. I'll give you my number. And the first thing they say is, you're my size.
But I feel like that's the first step, right? If somebody approaches you that looks at even 40% okay, I think it should be easy enough for you to just say, okay, here's my Instagram handle or my number or whatever, and then if
Then
it
you'll see.
doesn't, you just move on. But to be completely closed off and say, "Hi, nope, not giving you my
Because
number."
you're already so tired of
yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do you
So even with guys I don't like, I'd give them my number.
Okay.
Just so I can get rid of them and then I'll block them later.
Wow.
No, I mean,
Hey, Joan.
because they'll always call. Because the thing is that it's gonna be awkward. They'll ask for my number, then they'll be like, "Okay, let me just quickly buzz you," and then now it's the wrong number. Now I have to explain why it's the wrong number. So rather have my number, then you call me, I block you, then move on. with life.
move on? Okay, and then how about guys that approach you that
No,
it's
give them my
complete
number.
No.
Or complete no.
Yeah.
I give them mine. I will block you. I'll use the block button. I need
Even
to give
those
you
that
my
say my
number.
size.
Yes, so I can quickly get rid of you. Because how else? These people are persistent.
They are.
Yeah.
So I don't
And
mind
you-
giving you my number.
I don't have enough experience, and this is not me judging. Like, I really don't have enough experience.
Of somebody randomly asking for your number.
Maybe I said no, but like maybe in the nicest way. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not a saint. I'm sure there are people who wanted it and like she said no. I just don't remember what I did.
I remember a situation where some guy was completely out of my league, and I was like, no, he asked for my number, and I was like, I don't have a phone.
But that's
And he was like, you're lying. I was like, I promise you, I don't have a phone. And then that's where it ends because what else can you
I
do?
should use. I'm gonna use that.
And then there are also those that will approach you when you are wearing your ring. I'm not wearing my ring today, but in the shop, I'm wearing my ring.
Wow.
And he says, Ish, hi.
If you
Do you know what? A friend of mine yesterday, who's also single, was telling me, we were talking about this, and we actually decided we're going to buy ourselves rings because my sister's, no, it's a girl. My sister's married, and her friend is married, and we're speaking about how whenever we're with them, they always get approached.
The married one.
Oh, really?
And we're like, you know what? Let's buy ourselves rings.
Just to
There's something about people wanting
I don't know.
that.
It's just so weird.
It's the weirdest
so now,
thing.
like he's following me in the shop, and then
Bible.
he's like, where are you going after this? I'm like,
to my
I'm like-
husband and my family.
I'm like, can I help you? And then he was like, yes, can I get your number? I'm like, sorry, I don't think my husband will approve of me giving my number out to random people. And then he says, but he doesn't have to know. Just give me the number.
He's
And I
probably
was
got a
like-
wife too.
I was like, no,
Oh,
man.
yeah, that's why.
And
he
I just
does.
said to him, don't be like that. Leave me alone. It's so annoying.
Now that you've mentioned that, I just want to say no. I don't give my number to those people. I've just remembered. No, I don't. So I would do what you're doing. I'll say I've got a person. I wouldn't. No. You're the annoying ones. There's no way.
And they'll stalk you or something.
No. Yeah. Hey, guys.
Right, but it's tough, guys.
Nice.
It's really
Anything that you guys want to tell us about being single? Like when we invited you to this
first
show
thoughts.
episode, what did you think? What was the first thing? Okay, what am I going to say? What you said you were practicing last night? What were you practicing?
Okay, I didn't end up practicing because I was like, I mean, like, it's
Whatever.
hey? Because I mean, what's there to practice? I'm living being single, so
Exactly.
It's my life.
it's my life. I mean, what would you want to add?
Yeah, I know. I also think I didn't. I asked Jimmy so many times, Jimmy, what are they going to ask? And then at the end of the day, I was like, I mean, I'm single. I don't have to rehearse anything.
Yeah.
Like I do it so well. I actually do it too well.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes
That's a
I think
problem.
about it. I was like, what if that's my purpose in life, to be a single person? I do it so well. No, honestly, there are people who are anointed to be single. You
But
know?
if they feel it, they
Yeah, you have
feel
to
it.
feel
and
oh, they don't
they're
have a
okay.
yearning of
Yeah.
wanting to.
Yeah.
And you have a
But
yearning.
maybe God is still gonna reveal it.
No, I don't think so.
I repeat.
So yeah, no, I don't have anything to add.
So
but it
talk
was
to the
very
single
interesting.
person that it's going through it right now. She's feeling lonely. What would you say to her?
That's actually a good question.
is.
On those days where you're feeling like extra super lonely, what gets you through? What do you do? Like, or is it just one of those situations where you're just like, it is what it is, and let me eat my
Nah.
popcorn and
So for me personally, this year has been a bit tough, especially beginning of this year, because I have a son, right? So I at least have, someone and who's got a nanny. So back when I was in PE, I actually feel like I've always known that I'm single and I want companionship, but I've never felt the amount of loneliness that I felt this year, and the amount of like where I actually feel like I don't want to say need a partner, but where I was like, no man, I'm yearning for this. Like I really, really am yearning for this, because I was completely alone. My son is still at home with my parents, so I am alone. So I don't want to say depression, but I did go through like a bit of this beginning of this year, I had a slump. Like I felt like I dreaded going home after work, because I was like, I'm all alone, alone. It's not a nice feeling, right? So, of course, I do call people. Like I call my family, video calls, and things like that. I'm not even big on TV, so even TV, like I would watch This Is 30. Not all your episodes. Binge. But I think, it's at the point where you actually then rely on the people that you do have, But it's not a good place to be.
For me, sorry, am I cutting? Okay. For me, I'm not gonna say that those lonely moments don't happen, but it's been a lot of like, hey, girl, go get your life. And I mean, obviously, you do like cut points of like improvement, but it's like, I don't know, just been like, so Vede, what do you really want? I feel like even to an extent, this podcast came out of that. Like, what do you really want? And okay, why aren't you doing it then? And second to that it has come like, because of those experiences, coming to ask better questions. So even questions to you. And then what I've discovered a lot is I'm not having a single experience, I'm having a human experience. So, okay, my sister who's married also feels that thing sometimes. My brother who's married also feels that thing. My aunt who's widowed, who was married, also feels, It's like, and I guess we are the single people are the poster child for maybe the sadder side of humanity. It's a little bit more obvious that we're going through it, but I've also had to accept, well, actually it's not a single thing.
You're actually so right. Sorry to cut you, Jonah. I was having a conversation with my married cousin beginning of the year when I was going through this sad moment, and I was like, I am so lonely, and she was like, me too.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
I was very shocked.
Oh,
I was
yes.
like, she was
and
like,
I think that's a worse one, because I also experienced it, but I've got my kids around, but it's a loneliness of like, it's a different type of loneliness, and I think it's just as lonely as what you're speaking
so
about.
deep, by the way. You're saying you could have kids around and your husband and you can still feel it.
lonely. That is
yes.
very scary.
Oh yes, it is.
But in that you don't feel, so we don't feel seen because there's nobody
Yes.
there. But you just like, okay, all of this stuff happened today, but I went through it alone.
Yes, and even to speak about it, no one here is going to understand. This one wants me to do this. I've got my own things going on up here, and this one wants me to do this. This one wants me to, I must bath this one. Then I must make sure there's food prepared. Then he's asking me, what do we need to do on the weekend? And there's so much going, whereas maybe in your case, there's so much nothing happening around. For me, there's so much of everything happening that I can't like release my own thoughts, and that's what then makes it feel lonely. Guys, can I talk about my day? I would walk into the house, everybody's running towards me with their problems, and can I also just and it's a different type of loneliness. So yes, life.
This human condition. Wow.
I think single people need to understand that as well, because here we are rushing to get married so that we stop feeling lonely, not knowing that we're gonna go and experience another level of loneliness,
a different type of loneliness.
So don't get married because you're trying to get out of loneliness.
I think we should maybe do 30 and married.
Yeah.
So that we can also just address.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be sitting here on this
Manifestation.
yeah, definitely 13 married.
Maybe we should do 13 marriage.
I think as we're sitting here, I'm actually thinking now. I think at the crux of what we're speaking now on the loneliness is that, especially what you're saying now, is that we shouldn't get into relationships or want people for loneliness. I think it's so important that really, because at the end of it, it seems like we, as single people, sometimes want to get into relationships because there's something, might not be even loneliness, but there's something in you that you should be fixing now, but you think that a relationship is going to fix. And when you don't fix it, then it will, I'm not saying you're lonely or whatever, but what I'm saying is that when you experience something when you're married too, it then goes to show that a relationship or marriage was never the thing, the solution, the solution to it. And it goes back to what you were talking about, development as well, where some things you don't develop yourself, you don't heal, you don't do all the type of things that we need to do, and then we get into relationships and it's not gonna fix itself.
I think that's a great place to end. Yes, you guys are single, but that's not where life began, and that's not where it ends. It's a season, and I like what you said, Tinashe. You said it's not a what? It's a human.
It's not a single experience.
It's a human experience.
It's a human experience.
That.
I like that. So, and also never feel alone. I know when you find yourself in a situation, you're like, yo, I'm the only single person in the world. Everybody has a person, and here I am.
I'm here.
Nobody.
The professional third wheel.
I'm also at home. When you shut your laptop and you're like,
What now? So yeah, thank you so much again for sharing with us some of your very intimate thoughts and experiences, and thank you for being here again. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll have you on the podcast again when we're doing
Married.
40 and married.
Oh yes. Okay. So it's still late for 30, I guess. Ye of little faith,
No, we need your marriage to
Oh yes.
and get over the honeymoon phase.
For sure.
have time for us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you guys for watching. As usual, we appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, all of those beautiful things. Thank you.
Thank you so much for me.
Thank you.